Oh my goodness. And you know, Rokas is so on point with his music. I just love it because that is exactly what we're talking about in a sense right now. And welcome back to the Now Morning Show. And we are talking caregivers right about now. And I think caregivers is something that, you know, happens within the family as well. And you have your loved ones that you really need. If you can't take care of them yourself, you can't be that caregiver for your loved one who may not be able to take care of themselves. You may have to look outside of the home to find that. And sometimes it's not the easiest thing to do because you want the best care for your family member, for your loved ones. So today we're going to be finding out a little bit more about that, as I do want to welcome this morning on the set Asha Mungal. Good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
And you are of the Care Safety Solutions Limited, so welcome.
Thank you for having me.
And you are a caregiver yourself?
Yes, I am. Well, I was. So
Okay.
I did take care of my mom for a period of time. Fortunately, she was not ailing like most persons would have to deal with a loved one. But it still does take a toll, you know, regardless of how severe the situation may be.
Yeah. And you know, they always say, and I don't think people realize this, but caregivers need time as well for themselves because it's a job, it's a full-time job.
Correct.
And it really does take a lot from you when you're caring for a loved one. When you're caring for anybody, it doesn't even have to be a loved one. It could be someone that you're actually caring for. You still need that time for yourself because it plays on your everything, on your physicality, your mental, everything. So tell us though, as we get started on this, because I want to know because you had to become a caregiver for your mother. What exactly is your take on the state of affairs in Trinidad and Tobago as it pertains to caregiving for the elderly?
There's a lot of work to be done. The understanding and appreciation of what needs to be done, how it needs to be done. Proper structure is important right now. We have a lot of elderly who live at home alone. Their children may be living overseas. They have to be going out. We have other elements coming at them because, of course, you know, persons who are aging are also very vulnerable
That's right.
to society, and elements come at them. But it's really an education campaign that needs to be done because we have those who are already at that age. And then we have those who, like ourselves, are coming.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get there one day.
And we need to remember that.
Yes, so we are really on an education campaign trying to get us and persons a little bit older into that thought process of what we need to put in place for ourselves. Do we have things in place when we get to that point, right? But on a holistic approach, we need more support. We need more support from the government. We need more support from private sectors. We need persons coming together, families coming together, because there's also a lot of disconnect within each home. You know, you have the drama that most families would have. But it's really a full understanding and appreciation that, you know what, we need to take care of our seniors. We need to understand that those were the ones who went before us to set our foundation today.
Yeah. How do you think, though, that we can get to this holistic approach? Because it's not just going into a household and taking care of someone. There's so many things that you need to know. So give us an idea of some of those things that you need to know and how we can get closer to that holistic approach.
So I think understanding where, firstly, from the family standpoint, being more aware of where your parent or elderly person is at, educating ourselves. We have so much information at our fingertips with regards to technology. I mean, we're looking at movies, you're seeing different things about dementia, even in shows, all those sitcoms. There's some aunt or uncle who would have been diagnosed with dementia. We need to start educating ourselves. We need to have programs going into the schools, talking to our children from an early age, because believe it or not, children are they're so susceptible to things and they're so observant that they would be able to, you know, I noticed Granny moving a little bit strange for me. I think, is this a word, Alzheimer's? They may not be able to pronounce it properly, but, you know, they do hold on to information, social media, educating persons, you know, but really getting out there, getting into the schools, getting in front of persons to really get that information, that driving force.
And I think we
going.
need to get back to the respect your elders as well.
Correct.
That's very important.
Correct.
So the Family Caregivers Conference and Expo is taking place on the 28th of October,
Yes.
Saturday the 20th of October. Give us some details. Tell us a little bit of what's going to be happening on the day.
So this is our second annual Family Caregivers Conference, and it is in recognition of National Family Caregivers Month, which is in November. So we try to have it as close to the month. So it's really a space where we have different exhibitors coming together with regards to products, services, senior homes, agencies, persons with hospital beds, persons with holistic approach to health and well-being. So we've gathered persons in one location where family caregivers and those who are on the professional side of it can come and learn about new products, new services, the companies or persons who can provide that assistance, physiotherapy. Because often when you get that call that mom just fell, oh my God, we have to do hip surgery. We have to come out of the hospital now. Where are we going? Who are we talking to? That element where you're so lost, you don't know what direction to turn into. It's important that, again, back on the education drive, but it's not just for persons who are actively caring for somebody, but if you know that you have an elderly parent, or possibly you may be the only child or the child in Trinidad who is responsible for mom and dad, come, learn, educate yourself. You never know, you may be able to assist a friend in saying, girl, you know, I went to this expo, I met these people, they have this information, this is who you need to call. Because you yourself can be a support for someone else. So it's collectively that day we're going to have so many different events happening. We are also giving out our Family Caregivers Guide.
Oh, nice.
So this is a support guide where we have persons who would have done that caregiving journey, written articles talking to you, because trust me, when I say you are not alone, you are not alone. Yeah. Although it feels that way, there are many people who walk this path and they feel so isolated. But we have persons who have written topics for persons who are now picking up this journey, now starting the whole process, and we have prizes and hampers. It's a fun day.
Yeah. And you know, as you're talking about all this, is there any sort of training for caregivers on the whole and for people who want to become caregivers? And what do you think it takes in an individual? Because you need a certain something to become a caregiver.
Oh, yes, yes. Many family caregivers, they are cut from a special cloth. Yes. They definitely are. Not everybody can accept the fact that, you know, this is now mom. Yeah. And even though you're going through it, it plays on you because you're so accustomed seeing mommy as the go-to person. On a Sunday when I don't feel like cooking or heading over there, now you realize you have to be the one carrying the food. It's a lot. Yeah. But there are a lot of places offering training for geriatric. What I do suggest is that if you are doing it, because of COVID, a lot of people did online. Geriatric training needs a one-to-one, face-to-face conversation. Great. You know, you can do one part, but you need that practical aspect. Yeah.
So this is happening, Family Caregivers Conference and Expo, Saturday the 20th of October. Where is it going to be?
Center of Excellence in Macoya, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Right. Any registration needed or anything?
No, it's absolutely free to the public.
Right. So 10 a.m., get on down, Center of Excellence, the 28th of October. It's a Saturday, lovely day, and we're going to be there, you know, eventually. And we may have those parents or those loved ones that we want to take care of, that we need to learn a little bit more on how we can do it to make things easier. You're going to find that out at the Caregivers Conference and Expo. That's Saturday, the 20th of October. Asha, Mungal, being, you know, a caregiver, you had to do it yourself, and now you're doing this. Thank you so much for that.
You're very welcome.
And thank you for being here, for sharing this information
Appreciate it. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right. So Asha Mungal, Care Safety Solutions Limited, telling us all about the Family Caregivers Conference and Expo on Saturday, the 20th of October. Get there, okay? We'll be back shortly. Stay with us.